Looks like my time is done. Bye. Because you're insulting me constantly, get a head check. Because you decided to pretend I made it up. What the F? No, made what up? My God. I admitted what I did. I'm going to effing kill. There it is in black and white. Trauma bond, yeah, fair point. Fair point. Fair point. I just wish that... I'm going to say reach out on either side, because if he reached out and said, I'm being absolutely horrendous, maybe somebody would have said, you need to leave this lady and get help. And obviously I wish she'd reached out so she could have received help from people as well. Don't forget as well, guys, if you are going through anything similar, please do reach out. People do care about you. I also have a list of organisations in my link tree that may be of use to people. Including non-molestation orders that keep an ex-partner away from you while they're under investigation. I admitted what I did. I'm going to I said sorry for my tone. That is not abusive at all. I'm going to break your neck. Again, this is over my tone being low because I was previously already sad. I had apologised over call and it wasn't enough. I'm very sorry about yesterday, and I don't know I crossed a line when I was angry. It isn't right to do, no matter how mad I am, and I'm sorry I went that far. After that argument, the same month is when we moved in with each other. This is when things got more real for me, and I decided to start noting things down, recording and texting my mum. So these are texts between her and her mother about incidents that happened at the same time. Once again, this makes it a bit more credible. Not a bit more credible, but you know what I mean, because the timeline can then be backed up. Hi love, how's things? I miss you. Things are fine then bad, fine then bad. When I say fine, I mean I'm not forgiven or feeling better, but I'll move on so he stops complaining and being mad that I'm upset from his actions. I've never wanted to leave someone so badly. Okay, I swear to God, right, if I'd received that message as a parent, I'd have been at her door as quick as possible and should have been coming with me. It's as simple as that. And I'm not blaming anybody in any way, but like that imagine receiving that message about your son or daughter, it would upset you massively. You'd want to get there, wouldn't you? You just would. I've never wanted to leave someone so badly or come home so badly. I can't help holding back tears. Whenever I think of coming home away from this hole, I'm literally on the brink of a breakdown. Whenever I see you and Dad, I want to be home. Alongside that, I can't believe I've been putting up with someone like this with no morals or human emotions. And he scares the S out of me. And then it said, he will argue, and I don't want to live with a guy where I have to suffer in silence or be quiet. That's literally hell. He wants a little minion to love him and need him. He tells me I need him. He is Satan. He needs you to need him. F off. It is in 1935. And he broke my glasses the last argument for no reason, and he hid them. That's psycho. He will gaslight until I react. When I do, he will call me crazy, like he didn't just scream in my face for an hour. These messages are going to her mum. We had the worst arguments I've ever experienced with anyone, but after the move it became even worse. Guys, trigger warning for like physical violence here and stuff like that. So if you can imagine DV violence stuff coming up in this paragraph. On the fourth day of living together, on the 19th of October, he had taken it to the next level and got physical in a fight. It started as a screaming argument where I begged him to leave me alone and just to stop. I ended up trying to get away from him and followed me. I went to walk downstairs and he grabbed my hood and pulled me back until I fell on the floor. He told me that I'm not getting away, so I got up and made a run for the bathroom. He gets in my way and grabs me, puts me in a headlock and covers my mouth because I'm screaming for him to get off me. I got to the bathroom and locked it behind me, and he screams from the other side, calling me crazy, telling me to leave the house after I've asked him to leave me alone. And now these are messages to her dad and her mum. But to be honest, soon as it goes S again, I'm out and coming home makes it easier. I'm not happy with you taking any more S. You don't have to. You deserve better. And then talking about the cat. And you're right, I'm not going to take any more. I just feel weird leaving without saying anything when he's calmed down. I feel a bit stuck right now. You're right, local, you're right. You don't just owe anybody anything, and if he hasn't apologised, grovelled, and then he shouldn't be surprised. And then a message to do with the mum. And it doesn't stop at words, it starts there and gets worse. If he's already pushed you over and put his hands on your mouth, he will punch you eventually. Then he'll fund video to defend himself against it. But do not let it get that far. Get out. I don't know where her parents are. I don't know how far away her parents are from them. I'd have done time. I'd have been locked up by the police for trying to remove... You know what I'm saying? Some other days after the arguments, he would scream in my face, telling me to unalive myself multiple times. In arguments over small things, he would walk away, then come back angry, as if he couldn't leave without screaming, having me back down and be silent until I broke down. This evolved to the point where I would be shaking and scared for my life every time he came close or was in the same room as me whilst arguing. He still blamed me for our arguments, and to get back at me he started with small petty things, like breaking my glasses without me knowing and throwing them away in the trash. He even helped me go look for them, pretending he was innocent until... Sorry, 1 second. Never mind. Still blamed me for arguments, and to get back at me started with small petty things like breaking the glasses. He even helped me go look for them, pretending he was innocent, until I finally suspected he did indeed throw them away, and he laughed while admitting doing so, acting like it wasn't a big deal. I ended up feeling detached from reality because I woke up depressed daily. Some days I didn't want to be near him or be intimate with him, and this would spark arguments, and he would get angry at me for still being upset over something he had done a day or a few days before. I was so disgusted by him and his actions towards me, I didn't want to even be near my own cat, calling him his when he wasn't and making essy jokes about taking the cat away from me. This would always just end up in me picking up Bear, I assume the cat, and leaving the room. He ended up being secretive over his phone, to what I then discovered was him stalking his ex on all social media platforms. It's been 3 years since they broke up, and found her old... I can't read that. Pictures he kept of her. He said sorry and that was it. It's fine, let's record again tomorrow. For me, what's wrong? I don't trust you. Weird as... What? Why? Why are you being so secretive? Why won't you let me look? Guilty? Go away. Look at what? Never was an issue before. Why is it now? The 20th of December was the day I decided to no longer put up with his behaviour. I was getting the house ready for his parents to come over for dinner, as Alex did not clean or prepare anything. He must have thought I was angry at him because I'm cleaning the kitchen. He was constantly asking me if anything is wrong. I tell him multiple times I'm fine and nothing is wrong, I just want to clean. He started shouting, getting hysterical, thinking I'm lying and that I'm paid off. I say very few words due to the fact I'm already mentally drained and had nothing left in me when we had these arguments. I barely said anything. He asked for tasks he could do to help in a panic. I tell him to wipe down the sides of the kitchen counters, take out the bins, etc. He starts screaming after I give him more than one task, telling me he can't handle more than one at a time. So after he overreacts, I start to walk away. On my way out of the kitchen, he kicks me in the back and I turn and say nothing. Now, there are videos and voice notes and things like that as well, and I know one of the videos backs up that statement. We will look at those at the end of reading the statement. Literally you, what the F? Reminding you, as you seem to have forgotten how abusive you are, and I forgive and forgive. Man, stay the F away from you. You kicked me. Me? You psychotic F. I'm not effing dealing with this. Keep going. It's adding to the report. You start S today. You're a weird freak. Do you think it's effing fair to do what you did earlier, to be honest? You actually think what you did in the kitchen was normal? After yesterday, you pulled the same S. You kicked me. And I told you not to, woman. What is this? The way he speaks about women and knowing their place, and he's talking about obviously physically hurting her. If this is all genuine, this is horrendous. I've got to use the word allegations to protect myself, but I mean, it's even more and more credible the more you go through it, isn't it? You kicked me, and I told you not to, woman. You freaked out, not me. Effing answer the question. You're mental, trying to convince yourself it wasn't you. Bye. You ever talk about me again? Hardly. Bye. Oh my God. Then effing leave me, you weird. See you next Tuesday. I did. Jesus. Idiot. You win. You're so cool, weird effer. Yep, I do, because I finally left you after all the S I took. You win, okay? Lyrics and flow, and we work together on a beat, so when he's back from holiday, we're going to go record properly in a studio, as well as some other songs we got planned. I'll come pick you up and drop you off at your parents' house. Pardon me. At this point, it was the second time he'd hurt me, and I was scared, so I text my friend to pick me up, and I started packing. He follows me around the house, screaming random things at me, trying to justify his actions for going too far. I recorded this because I was scared he would hit me again. I say nothing, and I'm panicking to the point of where I'm sweating from fear as he is following me, screaming at me, calling me the N-word and useless, etc. After I left, I later picked up my things after he threatened to throw them outside a 4K setup. I found everything on the floor and taken apart. The keyboard was smashed. Now, I know one of these videos is that video, so give us a sec. I don't know how it plays. One sec. I just want to watch it. I can't watch it. It's been exceeded, the amount of downloads for it. Yeah, but like I say, that video does back that up. If anybody has the download, send them to me. Use the contact fax option in my link tree and you can send them to me there. It said that when I hit download, it said that basically there wasn't enough downloads available. If you go onto it and you hit download, which I was, it says download quota exceeded for this file, so you can't download it this time. One second. Right. He claimed the keys had just fallen off my keyboard when he was packing it all the way. But when I got home and plugged everything in, I found the monitor screens were both smashed to bits, the keyboard broken and the camera too. After I ended the relationship, he tried to manipulate me, telling me we just need time and that he will change, and begged me to give him a chance to change and make things better. This went on for months. He kept doing this, then getting angry. When I didn't give back the same energy, of course, I didn't, because I'd come to the realisation that I was, and I can't say that word, you guys can't say it, can you? There you go. Lost and had no idea what to do at the time. He started doing little things that he knew would get my attention in an attempt to spark any conversation, like following his exes or people we argued about, girls he'd slept with and kept pictures of, starting to try and get me back into the house, telling me he's put the bins out and asking me to come over for dinner. He ended up arguing with me over situations with me not wanting to give him time or attention. Of course I don't. I left him. Once again, I can't say that word, it's the same word. He couldn't accept this. I ended up blocking him and he finds another social platform to message me on and argue. I blocked him again, so he ended up messaging all of my accounts, including the account I made for my cat, Bear, asking and begging for a phone call so he can move on. After everything he did, he still was thinking about himself and how he could make it better for him. I kept telling him I didn't want to call or meet him. I told the truth, man, of how I feel. I don't care. You did it again. So you just got to ignore me. Leave me alone. You're horrible. Okay, F off. You annoying. See you next Tuesday. See? F you. Yeah, bye. Stop effing agitating me. To me, the way you did, I know you don't mean it, but it really puts me down. It's no excuse for how I acted, though, and I apologise for that. I just want to spend time with you so I can make stuff better. And I do want to make stuff better. Here to apologise again. I'm sorry. Are you up? I'm upset, and I miss you, and I want everything to be normal. I will do everything I can to get you back. What do I do then? Stop being mean. Okay, I'm sorry. Can we call? Just 5 minutes. Apology, then I'll go. Okay, I'll stop texting you and give you space. I've effed this. Good morning. Have a good day. I miss you a lot. Go on. Let me cook though. The house is all clean. I've just put the bins out. This isn't hot. It's basically living, kid. Say goodbye properly. I can't move on unless we call, to be honest. This just seems like he's worried. It just seems like he's worried. He's trying to clean up shop. Do you guys agree? Why you can call me everything under the sun? Sure, bud. I can completely cut you off if we call, but I will struggle if we don't. That's going to suck for you. I don't want to fight. I want to end it. We're even. Okay, let me take a second here, please, if I can. Like I thingied you, like you did me. And take that back. I didn't mean it like that. Imagine. Why say it then, if you don't mean it? No, seriously, I didn't. Well, this is a verified account. You can see he's ticking everything. No, seriously, didn't. Yep, bye. I meant everything as in, don't talk anymore because we're both so hurt. You didn't wrong me like I did you. I know that. It's so effing serious what you put me through. You know that, right? I know you know. I know you know how effing messed up this can be for you because you know you did so much wrong. God, I know that more than anything. You effing know you're sick and you're saying I did the same. You're effing know you're sick and you're saying I did the same, but I thought I would have had a chance at talking to you and saying sorry. And really I didn't want to have that taken away. Thanks for the sorry. I don't forgive you. I don't want to beg for you back. I want to call and say sorry. Am I asking you to forgive me? I don't owe you that time. I just wanted to apologise to you like real people who were together for nearly a year. Oh, there you go. I was wondering how long they'd been together. What an absolutely horrific year this must have been. And you didn't. It's like so hard for me to have just cut off. You just kept on doing it, like completely, and got worse until it actually got domestic and serious and you're saying we're even. I got worse because I'm self-destructive. You know, this is one of these things people do, like they don't fully admit to what they're doing. Like she's basically saying you know, it got domestic and he's then turning it around. That last bit of control, it's a good point. It got worse because I'm destructive, self-destructive. We're even, and every time we didn't call, I got worse. Eventually, he tells me I deserve better and gets all sorry for himself after he realises I'm actually not coming back. He sends me apologies and owns up to everything he's ever done to me in voice notes and videos crying while still begging me for a phone call so we can talk or move on. I don't want or ever want to give him that. After I explained to him how he was abusive, he claimed that I was abusive too to try and spark a reaction after he said, I'm joking. I didn't mean it like that. You didn't wrong me like I did you. He ended up sending things to my house, like teddy bears and flowers. I hope this was reported to the police. Like, it seems like there's such a paper trail and evidence. I hope it was reported before it was put here. He continuously begged to call him so he could apologise and wanted me to forgive him. He ended up sending things to my house like teddy bears and flowers, his hoodie that had been sprayed heavily with his aftershave, and a letter to try and achieve this. He mentions, I wish you had broke up with me to my face. I did. When I walked out of the door with my things after he kicked me. There's another one here. Alice, talk to me. Is there any chance I can spend every day trying to make it up to you? Then I wanted to take it and show you I'm serious. But these are the last messages. If you do decide to contact me, I'll be here. There will be no more contact from me. The letter speaks for itself, and I'm not going to make you be in something you don't want to be. I don't want you to make it up to me. You know you don't mean this, and you carried on for months and got worse and worse. You're doing whatever works in your favour right now. I was wrong for the way I handled it, but I understand. But I don't want to lose you forever. I want to come over and talk in my heart. I want to run to you right now. This is just like, I was scared of everything originally and not anymore. I just wanted to do right by you. I've got one last thing to deliver to you today that was left behind. What is it? Your onesie. And something I should have done long ago. I'll have to hand deliver it, and it's already... That is terrible. This whole thing, so he's saying he's sending out stuff and it has to be hand delivered. It's just an excuse for him to be there. If this is true, this is beyond a red flag. Yeah, exactly. That's convenient, isn't it? I'm just trying to look here because there's been Alex has sent a message. I'm trying to work out which one it is. Your onesie and something I have. Oh, we can't see it. It's not in that. I'm on my way and got a taxi to take me straight back. I'm there. I've gone now. I apologise for my handwriting. I can stop caring, then this stops happening. I stop fighting for you, I can let go, I want to be over you, because the other option is hell. Maybe you can just suck it up for all the abuse you've given me. Stalk me like you stalk your exes, I don't care. And I don't, any of it. I'm going now, stalk my ex, ? Man. You did, and that you deny it, bro, leave it. So we ended on a big argument, unreal. I just want to scream. We ended with you kicking me. I can't believe we can't effing talk. This is mental. Nat, do this. We ended with you kicking me. Bye. Man, seriously, I can't believe you. Won't just let this go. Do you know what I find not strange, but a big point of this is she has multiple times brought to him, you kicked me, and not once has he said, no, I didn't. Not once has he said, why are you lying about that? You know what I mean? Why are you saying these things? You know that's not the case, etc. This is a big message. This is a message from her to him. Yeah, no, sorry, I can't do this. Keep feeling sorry for you and letting you message me. It makes you feel like this is normal and that you can't wait for me. You can't. There is no waiting for me. There is no us anymore. You destroyed it. You are going to ask why you care about things, and I do, then Alice... Well, it's because you are the one making all this sort of contact me. F up, then apologise, so I call you out on the things you do that actually proves your statement's wrong, so I call you out. I don't forgive you for it. I can't say that word, but you know what it is, around DV. Me, I don't think I ever will. I don't want you to contact me somewhere else after this multiple times. I've blocked you on maybe 8 things now, and you need to take that as a very obvious sign that I don't want to be near you. I've struggled cutting contact with you out of my own fear and damaged mindset you've created. Even just thinking about calling you or getting anywhere near you again or being fine again with you or getting back with you scares me, scares the living S out of me, and that's what you've done to me. You can make excuses, say it was my fault, I made you do it, but we all know that's invalid. It's taken me so much courage to actually finally say this to you, but I don't care. Maybe don't domestically somebody next time. I don't know what you expect from me. Don't try and beg, etc. It's all fake. It's all out of fear because you're scared of everything I have on you. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said earlier on. That's what it feels like. like everyone else in your life, and I keep falling for it. I fall for your lies and your manipulation. Even when we ain't together anymore, moral of the story, you are and it's, I can't really say it, and I want you to please leave me alone so I can actually heal from this. I've given you thousands of chances to not call me, disguising names and gaslight me, to start arguments over nothing. Even after I left you, you've damaged my mental health too far to explain, and I don't want to keep in contact with this unfixable. It was never fixable. You did that to me. Wake up. Now it says, I understand that crying isn't really acceptable, nor is it saying I love you. I shouldn't have left that out. It takes away from what's important, which is how I treated you. I didn't want to not reach out and apologise though. I didn't take responsibility for how I treated you and how I felt. That wasn't right. Again, hey, can we talk about things? Did you hear anything? I'm sorry, Alice. Shall I stop? Or are you writing? Talk about what? There's nothing to talk about. There's a lot. No, there isn't. I said my piece and you said yours. What happens now? What do you think? I don't know. I wanted to try and make it right by you. I made a lot of excuses. I didn't realise how one-sided I was being. What do you mean by this? Is there no way I can work through this with you? Does that not... This is just saving themselves. I feel so conflicted about a lot of stuff. I'm sorry that I didn't apologise properly before. Why? Because I ruined it. I really was blind to so much. I relied on crutches, and I became what you wanted to avoid, and you did give me chances, and I wanted more from you. I wanted you to just come back. I actually have PTSD. But tell me everything was big misunderstanding from you. Yeah, I know how my actions have affected you. That's the thing. I know that you can't call me because of me. If I look at you, talk about you, think about you, I'm sorry for swamping you here. My heart pounds out of my chest. Yeah, that's the same for me. Is it though? But obviously for different reasons. So right there, acknowledging the fact that he's probably losing it. Like, he realises that her heart's beating and that she's losing it because of anxiety, stress and everything he's put her through. And everything I argue with you, I pushed back because I was so desperate for it to be easy. I didn't want to work for it because I believed if you love someone, it would be that simple. But you did love me, and I was making it impossible for you, and I have, and I still am now. I can't go back and change it. I wish I could fix it. I want to put it right. It's killing me inside. I told you I loved you, and then I would get so angry. Other stuff that is pointless now. I was scoring points in my head. I was frustrated when we called because I was faking it. And I thought for couples to fix something, they would first pretend it was fine and then talk later. Oh, God. I mean, this thing, if they're sharing like Polaroid pictures that only he would have, that will further prove that these messages came from him. Was done for that you, I wasn't. I was hurting you, insulting you, and then blaming you. I was terrible. And then I blamed it on my own issues. I'm so sorry. I convinced myself we'd both fix each other, but it was just making our problems worse, and I couldn't have stopped it, but I was selfish mindset. Oh yeah, he's trying to transform himself. Yesterday I was at a low point for me, and I still just don't know how to feel, and I'm so sorry. I messaged you during it all. I don't want you to feel like you have to fix my problems. I know it's complicated and I don't hold it against you. I hurt you and you responded, and I understand. I know you have other stuff going on. I never gave you the time till it was too late, begging for calls after the fact. I wish I hadn't ignored how you are feeling about many things. I wish, same there, until I got it too big. I'm sorry for letting you down. The pain I feel is immeasurable, and it must not compare to what you have gone through. I'm sorry for how selfish I have been. I told myself I was doing it for you, but it was wrong, and it was a terrible excuse to treat you that way. The more I ran from this by arguing, the heavier I got. I'm sorry I didn't stop months ago. The pain you carry weighs on me a lot, and I should have never been part of this. It is virtue signalling you, correct? 100%. But I have to be clear that these are just currently allegations, and we have not heard his side on this yet. I had to stop you somehow. Goodbye, because you don't talk to me. I told you to calm down. You put hands on me because I was screaming. Maybe stop doing what you were doing. So I just said, don't do it. F off. That's all I said. Bye. Effing excuses again. I can't really read that. Something upsetting you and something constantly. I hope something we can talk. It's a bit faded. It's hard to read that. About not having the house stuff. Words hold weight for you. And instead of actually sitting down, I just sat on it and overthought it. Yeah, I've had this conversation with my mum recently. Good. I'm ashamed, Alice. You aren't here because I didn't get help. I felt like it was the right thing to do if you're upset. What would you post? I used to be abusive to my girlfriend, so she reached out and started to hate me because of it. Crazy. I'm not going to post. That's why I'm messaging you. Okay, and what do you want? I was hoping we could... What he's hoping for there is, without directly asking, he's hoping that she would never bring this into the public domain. That's what it screams to me. There's been a few messages like that. Oh, here's the note. Dear Alice, I'm so sorry for not fixing my behaviour before, and I understand this might be too late or too little. I hurt you deeply, and I will spend forever trying to make that up to you. I'm sorry for blaming you for how I acted. I didn't something responsibly for how toxic I became. I should never have made excuses for shouting, insulting and pulling you. That's confirmation of the, I mean, that's the way he tells the story. I regret our last night, anything in the world. I'm writing this because I want to say you much I respect, and I'm ashamed of hurting you. You are my world, and every day without you has been eye-opening to treat you must have felt. This is hard reading this. We're only on to page 62 out of 82. That's ridiculous. I assume some of these is this note. I am not looking for forgiveness. Yeah, what are you looking for then? What are you looking for? I will spend every day trying to earn your trust. I am writing this on the chance that I can work to be able to have that chance. I would do anything to, I think that says win you back. You write, I'm sorry I didn't listen. You are the love of my life, and I will never forgive myself for hurting you. I will spend every day working towards fixing what I've done. I promise to never something or ignore you ever again. Took time to reflect on everything, making steps to make myself right. You'd think so, wouldn't you, Kat? Now, I don't know what this is. I don't use iPhone, so I don't understand this, but it says Al iCloud. You're a huge F up. Oh, I can't read those names. Can you see them all there? If I was to read that list out, this would be immediately cancelled. Unbelievable. I don't love you anymore. Stupid. Everything I do will amount to nothing. You're on a never-ending ego trip. Breaks up with me, blocks me, constantly called me a dog to his mum, tells me to shut up in front of his mates. I got more important S than your feelings, especially when your feelings are based on absolute. That you were being a dumb woman and to move on. Goes to bed sleeping, knowing I'm sad, says he can't be arsed. He's tired and he's tried. Excusing his words and insults, saying I can't take it. Feeling no remorse for the insults, he says to me. Told me to cut myself again. Sorry guys, I didn't think before I read that one. Yes, it will be posted on YouTube. Told me to cut myself again. Said he would break my neck. And I mean, we've seen all the evidence of what she's claiming here. We've read those messages. Yeah, these are her notes that she made before it. There's so much more I could talk about, but I really don't want to relive it any longer. This was an awful toxic relationship. I should have left 2 months in knowing and finding out the kind of person he actually is. But this... Sorry. I should have left 2 months ago in knowing and finding out the kind of person he actually is. But what happens when a narcissist meets an empath? They feed off it. I have communicated my best, made him aware of what made me uncomfortable, and it wasn't listened to. I'm no way am I trying to make myself look as if I've never said anything mean. I went through months of this horrible treatment, that words like this became the normal for when arguments came about. Words he held no weight towards the end. I stooped down to his level and became reckless with my language to try and prove a point of this is how you treat me, so have it back. I was pushed to the point to react, and I'm so sad that I got that toxic point. But the extent this went, with him saying death threats and physical acts were too far. This consisted of a lot of reactive abuse, and I lost myself. I understood he had his own mental health struggles, but it would and will never excuse the amount of trauma he put me through. He went into this with many issues already and projected them onto me. He knows and admits to this. I want to also mention I know my mouth isn't clean. I swear for England at every sentence I speak, so I definitely gave it back at times when I got tired and pushed over the edge. I feel it's necessary to add that. You can only take so much of someone belittling you and telling you they don't love you and that they hate you the whole time you're together when you're meant to be in love. It tears you apart and changes you. Since all of this has happened and the public has speculated on their own form, my vent posts and interactions, which I want to tell you is a cry for help, not attention. I've had threats of story manipulation from Alex, so I want to clear these up before he gets any chance to try and victimise himself and disregard anything he's done to me. I'm not afraid to own up to anything I've done because I only ever reached after the abuse was drilled into me. Go away then. I haven't messaged you in weeks. Keep it that way. But this stuff recently doesn't seem like it's going to end, and I feel like I'm being backed into a corner. For something you did, oh no. I was hoping I could settle our issues personally. What he means is privately. The people spreading this are people who already hate you. That's fine. And reopen this. I saw your notebook posts. This was pointless. And read what you said in our messages. Yes, my standards are low, huh? And I thought we could talk about it. Look, I let you down more than anything ever. Like I don't have the words to express my sorrow without the Shakespeare poet. Okay, we have the right to a private life. I don't want to talk about you. Then go private. Venting to your friend. This is all just worried. This is all just worried about it coming out. But this makes this whole situation harder for both of us. And it takes time to need places. So you're silencing me. You're asking me not to say anything or confirm anything. Is that what you're trying to be? Genuinely, it's not cute. I insulted you and I shouldn't have kicked you. So he's just said it there. He's literally said it. Trying to pull you towards me in an argument was wrong. I keep saying this like I abused you. No, I haven't actually never said you abused me. I mean, good. That would be huge BS. I said it was toxic, but I understood why it had gotten there. And I heavily regretted it. It was toxic because of you, because of the abuse you gave, words, feelings, actions, everything you did that was vile to me. And after the way I texted you was wrong, you went out of hand. I know you want to talk to me about what I did, and I was fine with that. When I was between us, I don't. I wanted you to call and talk about it all. I didn't. Yes. Anyway, go away. So you can see this like sort of pattern. He's wanting to clean up shop. He doesn't want people to talk about it, basically. How can this get any more out of hand? If you kept posting stuff, it will end up being a huge problem for you. Don't you want to move on for us? Because it's true, for you. There is no us. Alice, right now you are really trying to make me say something that you will use to hurt me with. I don't want to talk about you hitting me. And I found the texts about the cat. Because I didn't, and you'd be lying. When you said you punched me, I didn't punch you over a cat. Lol, this you saying you're going to use that, because do it. Then I'll post you calling me N-words and abusing me. No, I'm not, but right now you are pushing against me with witnesses. Why? I never punched you over a cat. Yeah, try to turn it around 100%. This is another account. We've seen messages with another blue tick, but like I say, these are allegations currently. Because you won't stop, I have stayed dead silent and it isn't enough. This is your argument. If I speak out about how horrible you are and how abusive you were to me, you're going to say I hit you over a cat. That's your defence for abusing me for 8 months. Make it make sense. You don't get to hit me at all. That point I'm making is we both... At this point, he's really trying to use the situation with the cat and manipulate the story. I can show what really happened here. I am. Is that what you want? You didn't just tell him what to do, just said, don't talk to the cat, I'm 24. You said weird S. I don't want to live with someone who's saying I can't talk to the cat. Be normal, say you love it or something. Mike, you're actually doubling down. Look at you. I had told him to stop saying weird things to the cat. He was joking about taking him away, and why would I let someone who told me they'd break the cat's neck near my cat? This was an argument round mine, so there are no texts. He then goes on to say I have punched him in the face over the cat. This is Deleu Island we're on now because he's trying to grab onto anything he can to create his own story. This didn't happen and I couldn't tell you where he cooked this up from. This is from an argument where he was being horrible, had the cat in his arms and came up to me making jokes about taking him away. Alex was in my face over me doing this, so I pushed him off me. I mentioned it to him. I didn't find it funny that he carries on. I have the threat messages and the real messages at the time of the event that he's trying to manipulate. There is no us. Alice, right now, you are really trying to make me say something that will use to hurt me. We've seen this. We've seen these messages. We've just read them. Because you won't stop, I have stayed dead silent and it isn't enough. This is your argument. If I speak about how horrible you're going to say about the cat. Yeah, we've read this. Now look at these messages. It's hard. I'd rather not work and sit on the sofa with you all day and the cat and be peaceful. I feel like everything is collapsing. So when we wake up and everything is good and you dodge my kiss, it's hard. It really ruins my whole day and takes the cat off me. Like it's hard because we don't need to do that to each other. I didn't do anything. Kicked me out over the cat. But you buy you ice cream. F off. How can we live together if you're going to start arguments over the cat? You did that. No, I didn't. Literally, you got mad, not me. I just made a joke. You got mad. You must effing go. You have to effing go. I said don't say weird S like he's going to be taken away, idiot. We cannot live together. F off with this, my God. I'll get my own cat. This is, compared to the allegations that we've read through, this is ridiculous. But it's also a sign that he's going to try and manipulate the situation around, you know. Never said you can't talk to it. You're infuriating. Bye. You effing pushed me. It was a effing joke. Off me. Off me. Can you see that bit there, guys? So he's trying to say like, oh, she pushed him. And she's saying, yeah, I pushed you off me. That's you. I'm doing what you told me to, idiot. Look, I think I'm completely in my right to say I don't want to be with someone who's going to harass me over the cat. I'd rather not be in that situation. I don't harass you. Yes, you do. I got you off me because it's weird. When? I said I didn't find it funny. Well, if I was just talking to the cat, it's weird. Then you'd have to leave my house. There are so many cases where I ended up taking Bear, the cat, into another room, saying that taking the cat off him is starting an argument when I only did it after he said weird things to him. Acts like a child, had his toys been taken away, when realistically I was uncomfortable with him being near my cat after saying what he does. These texts are also after the first time he dragged me in an argument, so I'm very much unapologetic in everything I say and toxic back. You can see how things are getting worse and worse, and I stop caring about my words because I'm constantly drained daily hearing about this in this person. It took a toll on me and my mental health. I know, what in the flip. The last story he will manipulate is from September in his old flat, where in a heated argument, screaming at each other, where he was in my face, belting me for everything I do. No, sorry, not belting, belittling me for everything I do and have ever done, calling me horrible names. Every insult you could think of came out of his mouth to me. And that I can't read all of those. I'll move that down. You can see where I've highlighted it. Nobody. I started crying. He looks at me with a straight face and sighs, calls me boring and laughs. I ended up defending myself and I slapped him in the face. This is out of character for me, but he was screaming in my face. I was backed into a corner, not knowing what to do. This happens, then I grab my things and leave the flat and call my friend to tell them that everything, what has just happened. Alex spams me to come back and I end up giving in and go back. Hate this. You hate this. And hurting each other more, because it's true, isn't going to make it right. And people are seeing you for you. And you said you slapped me yesterday. I was dreadful. I was dreadful, he says. Yes, I slapped your face one time. Name a girl who hasn't slapped a huge... I can't read that bit, but I think you might be able to see at the bottom. I know I was. And people are seeing you for you. And you said you slapped me yesterday. I was dreadful. I know I was, and I'm ashamed of everything. But coming after my life, that's your defence. My girlfriend slapped me after I abused her. For legal and obvious reasons, I won't attach all the evidence I have, but in due time it may be made public. He has tried to get me to stay quiet online and has suggested that he would deny all of this. If it happens, I will release more undeniable evidence. So that was the full statement that has been released so far. Now, I'm going to try and get hold of those videos. I think I have them. I think I know how to do them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off now. Make sure you're following me, guys. And I'll come back on in a bit, because I'm sure I've at least got one voice note and a video as well. So I'll come back in a second. I'll show you those ones. All right. I appreciate you all being here. And like I say, these are just allegations at the moment. Right, I'll be back very shortly.